It's big thing because operation is the one that brings money. Appreciate, but it's the operation. We figured it out. We need 3 caregivers because it's a 24-hour operation. So 2 for the day and 1 for the night. And then we have the operator with a license who will be managing and making sure the cooking is all done and servicing daily activities. So it's a good feeling business. You're contributing to the local area, to the seniors, and giving them health. You want them to live longer so that they can enjoy their life.
Hi friends, this is Vinney Chopra from here in Danville, California. I wrote this book a few years back, Apartment Syndication Made Easy. It became top seller. I came from India with $7 in my pocket. It says 500 million. It's going to be 1 billion very soon. I'm right at about 850, 900 million. And then I'm ready for the next billion. Actually, you will see that happening, 2 billion in this book also. The other book I wrote, which has been a very big positivity, has been my life. Always, I've been married 43 years with 2 children. And the beauty is to be positive, the mindset that can take you to all the places in the world. My third book, Senior Assisted Living, is coming. So do yourself a favor. Go ahead and click the link below to get free copies, audio copies of these books, even printed copies of these books. Just go to Amazon. I got it in soft cover, in hardcover, in Kindle, in audio, also the Spanish version of this book also. So let's crush it, guys. I know you can be successful. I know you can do the kind of things that you want to do in life and have the streams of income and know how to really educate yourself so that you could become a strong force in this world in real estate. I know you can. So take that step. Don't just be on the sideline. Take charge of your life. Take charge of your education. This is Vinney Chopra, Vinney Smile Chopra. Thank you for following me on social channels, listening to my podcast, YouTube channel, all the different channels, and also liking the podcast. Please give us a 5-star review, subscribe to it, share the content. My blogs are there. Please watch them too and read them. Also, YouTube channel, all the different ones. My Vinney and Beau show on Friday at 9 a.m. Pacific every week. And also Abundance Mindset with Vinney and Walter Amarello on Thursday live. Thanks again for everything. God bless you.
Hi there, guys. Good morning. Vinney and Beau show. We come to you on Fridays at 9 a.m. Pacific. Today we're going to talk a little bit about if you like frogs, but we are talking about the book. Eat the Frog. Eat the Frog, I think is the name, which is a great book, and we're going to discuss that. We'd like to do Vinney and Beau, Beau and Vinney, a monthly webinar where we'll be giving free information, free knowledge, and really great things on the current topics which we really get better into. That's residential assisted living. In my case, I've gone from multifamily to multi-complex assisted living and now into residential. And Brother Beau is into franchising world and loans. He's just killing it.
Yeah, I spent an hour and a half with a new couple. They're actually big house flippers. They flip about 60 houses a year, and then they have a rental portfolio.
Wow.
And so he had heard me on a podcast.
Yes.
And I already have all these tradespeople. I want to own a home service type of franchise. So we evaluated 7 or 8 today. He likes 2 of them for sure. He wants to have additional calls. So there's a lot of opportunity out there, guys. I think when times are tough is the time to really take advantage of opportunities. Yeah. And I did a webinar on how to buy your first business with SBA financing yesterday. We had over 1,000 people RSVP. Everybody's asking for the replay. So we had close to 200 people show up. Vinney and I are doing a webinar next week and how to achieve financial
next Wednesday.
Yeah,
next
how
Wednesday.
to achieve financial freedom through residential assisted living. We're going to talk about how to find them, how to fund them, how to get an operator in there, how to be SBA eligible, how to use bridge financing to take down the property, because typically you need your license in place to get the SBA financing. I had one of your listeners reach out. He's in your mastermind. I won't mention his name, but he wants to do residential assisted living, and he's trying to go for it. I said, just go get one. You guys got to If you don't have experience in it, you can't just do 10 at once. You have to have experience because he owns residential
Yeah.
assisted living. If you're new to the game, like I appreciate the, hey, I'm going to do 4 at once and get SBA financing for all of like, that's not going to, it will work if you have experience and you have a good balance sheet. But I think people get overzealous. I go, let's just get one going first because you got to build out your system and build out like, what is it going to cost to furnish?
Totally.
FF&E, all these things that you're going to need for your
Yes.
SBA. What's the actual licensing requirement in your state or city? If they have licensing, some are more liberal. Like
Yeah.
Arizona is fairly easy compared to maybe California. So I think people need to learn that. And then also this guy was trying to do it. He lives in California. He wants to do it in Florida. And it's how are, you know, you got to remember banks are going to look at the whole picture. And the whole picture, it needs to make sense. Okay, you're buying in Florida, but you live in California and you have a job. How are you going to run the business? Now, if you're an experienced operator, like what we can show for Vinney, then it's a little bit easier. He owns ALFs in multiple markets, right? So you guys got to just think about it. Now, he said he's going to have a place there where you can go and fly out there and stuff, but everything is figure outable, but also it's got to be realistic. And so that's the point I want to stress to everybody. The question is, can you put the right pieces together as the borrowing entity? Like you might need an operator to come into the LLC with you as an owner, or at least a vested interest or some sort, right? Like you got to paint a picture, guys, when you're looking for financing. You can't just think, oh, the guidelines say I can get 90% financing if that's an established business. So I think you got to set this tone. So circling back to the webinar, if you want to learn about all this, including how to get one up and running, and then all the templates Vinney's building out for residential assisted living.
It's very exciting, it's systematized. You're so right, brother. I mean, we are having everyday meeting now with our operator manager, Monica and I. We had 1.5 hours yesterday. We have 1.5 hours today. So it's that, you know, we are transferring the license in this one in Scottsdale. So we will have the license ready in just 2 weeks. It will be transferred to our name. So we are already touring and getting the home ready. So lots of things go into it to get prepared to buy, then the materials, the marketing materials, who will be the caregivers, how you're going to qualify, all those things. So it's real estate and it's also operations. And they are two different things. So it's very important that you understand, you learn, and then you go slowly build the second, third, fourth.
I'd like to see, Vinney, and I think this would be great, as you're making these progress steps, create notes and then turn this into a playbook, right? Because you're opening 2 new locations right now. So document everything you're going through. Document what's required to put in the room. Are we going to put TVs in the bedrooms or no? Or do we, you know, what kind of beds are you getting? You know, where are you ordering? What's the price point? What kind of bedding? What kind of linens, right? Because even though that doesn't seem like it matters, it does. Because, you know, older people, they might have accidents, right? Like you need to know all this stuff, right? And slip carpets in the bathrooms.
For sure.
And then identify. I think this would be interesting to just document the journey, and then you could create an ebook on it or like a playbook. I think that would be really good for your students in your mastermind.
First, fantastic. Very good point. And you're right. I am writing a lot of things, but I like that detailed points like a playbook. I love that idea. And the new person coming on board in my mastermind, I can just give the playbook to them. They won't have, in my case, we just do it all in that same syndication, multifamily, RALs, hotels, franchises, all in there so that people can really understand.
Yeah, and then you can show them templates on your furnitures, fixtures, and equipment template, your projections template, right?
Yep.
How to make your projections for SBA financing. These are all things that are it's not rocket science, but if there's a template, it'll make your process easier as you're going through this journey. And then how you're able to either use seller financing or private bridge loans, because you're buying something that might not be licensed and you need to get it licensed prior to closing. So you get short-term debt that could be eligible for an SBA loan. And then the operations playbook, the SOP on how to hire the operator, SOP on how to hire the aides, and the SOP on measuring KPIs. The business is running efficiently. And then what's realistic for a ramp up. If we've got 10 beds, how long is it once we've got our license in hand and we're ready to open our doors? How long will it take us to fill those 10 beds? Is it 2 months? Is it 5 months? What is that going to look like? Because
Correct.
this is really, at the end of the day, what you can forecast because you're going to need X amount in working capital, right? Because
Yep.
if you only get one resident your first month and your overhead's 20 grand or whatever, you're only getting 5,500 per bed plus you're
Hmm.
paying staff, like you're 15, 18 grand in the hole.
Yep.
And how long until you break even and how long
Yep.
can you start seeing a little profit? I think that will help people really forecast the capital requirement because a lot of people don't had their needs. Now with SBA financing, we can build in working capital on most of these deals. But I think it's important because
Yep.
like
Hmm.
people just say, "Oh, I can do this for this," but then they go, I'm missing 100 grand of working capital. Where am I going to get that from?" And so that's what we try to structure in the SBA financing.
So true. And the exciting part is it's a journey and it's a big landscape. 4,000 seniors, 85 years and older, are turning like from their aging into 85 years every night. 4,000 people. So lots of need is there. And if you build a good brand and in certain area where you want to really be having one, two, three, four RALs, I say, like a cluster, then you can build the brand and give the service. And also when the funnel comes, different seniors come, you can have medium and then lower and higher. That's another way to do it also, where you could have the more expensive home RAL and then medium size and then the lower size. So there are different ways to skin it, but you're so right. It's big thing because operation is the one that brings money. Appreciate, but it's the operation. We figured it out. We need three caregivers because it's a 24-hour operation. So two for the day and one for the night. And then we have the operator with a license who will be managing and making sure the cooking is all done and servicing daily activities. So it's a good feeling business. You're contributing to the local area, to the seniors, and giving them health. You want them to live longer so that they can enjoy their
I
life.
think my observation is if you really look at this business, a lot of people try to get into it and a lot of people fail in residential assisted living
Hmm.
because if you look at the two assets that you have recently acquired, it's the same scenario, right? I think a lot of real estate investors looked at this as a new asset class, right? The problem is this isn't just real estate, it's a
Hmm.
business. And I think a lot of people don't have the skill sets. If you
Yeah.
think you're just going to open your doors, there's a big learning curve. A lot of people get into things thinking, "Oh, all I do is get an operator and market and then fill the beds." There's a lot to this business. You've got a huge responsibility
Hmm.
because you got people that you're taking care of. So what was interesting is that the first one you bought was a real estate investor that was converting it to a residential assisted living and
Yes.
decided not to
Yes.
operate it. So I think you'll see a lot of failure in this business if you don't take this business seriously because it's got a lot of moving parts. It's very dynamic. It's not as easy as, hey, I could just open up
Hmm.
doors and get, there's a lot. You got to make sure you get the right people in the right seats because if you don't, you're going to fail.
Yes. So true, Bo. You said it so right. Actually, in my mastermind, also, lots of my students are asking, Winnie, what's the difference between multifamily and RAL, residential assisted living? Even if multifamily of 14 units or 18 units or 20 units, people, you can have one manager who will collect the rents, and now they are not bothered for the whole month by the, I should say bothered. The residents are living and they go to work, they come back. If they have some repair to be done or whatever, once in a while they let the office know. Multifamily is a very less involvement from the management, I would say. Operation side, you just collect the money, deposit the money, pay the bills, and you're done. So the whole month is very different kind of record keeping and everything. But in residential or even centers, we call it assisted living centers of 20, 30, 40, 50 units. But residential is six people in, like California, we talked about, or 10 people over there in Arizona. I think it's 16 people can be in one residence in Texas. The key thing is this is operation. So it's a 24-hour operation with the seniors, medication, eating, and exercising and bathing if they need it. Things like that all are involved on a daily basis, 24 hours. So that's the difference. And that's why we have one manager operator who can, in Arizona, can oversee only two RALs. So one can have two licenses, or their license can be put on two RALs only. That's what it is. Actually, it's the same license, but at two homes. And then the operator will be hiring three
Caregiver
employees, let's say, or team
aides. Yeah.
caregivers for each of the home. So total will have seven on the payroll, seven people. That's all. And then it's a, again, we hired our operator has 18 years of experience. So and she's been here 27 years. And then she's got all kind of certifications, and she's able to bring all her techniques and all the forms, all the requirements and everything to the business. So when we got her on board with the salary and bonuses and everything and insurance and all, so it's something, some operator will be taking care of a lot of things that I don't know and Monica doesn't know, right? So we are learning this residential, but she'll be the in charge, just like we've been managing multifamily and other assisted livings in Florida. We are not there on the site, but now we are devising systems so that we can be working with. SyncWise is one software that we had a demo with, and this is a whole prescription software. So as the seniors come in, what their medications are, timing, caregivers, they also clock in and out and everything, and then who they are taking care of, what resident, all that. So it's a very good system. Then Workday, I think Monday is another software which is very nice software which lots of RALs use, and we are getting into that one. So I think in Workdays where the pictures of the seniors, no, that's another one. Sorry, that's another software where their pictures can be shared with their families. So that way, yeah. So these are all, it looks like complicated. My thinking is when I taught syndication, the 3,000-pound gorilla, I turned it all into like spinning of plates, 5 plates. And the similar situation, I'm also designing for RAL to, in simpler terms, what step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 should be, and then how to master it. It's a good business and one
Yeah.
can learn.
I think it's all layers, and you wonder how these companies get so big. It's because they have really good systems and processes. They know how to
Yes.
hire and retain the best employees, right? That run the business for you essentially,
Yes.
and then they work
Yes.
on the business as the owner.
Yeah.
So if you're able to do that, my point
Totally.
earlier was it's not set it and forget it though. This has a lot more variables,
No.
and it's a lot more high stake because you have people at
Yes.
stake, not like you have
So true.
24/7 care of somebody's mom or dad. That's a big responsibility. It is a business, not just a real estate play.
Mhm.
Why I love this is because it's a business with real estate, and that's the most powerful type of investment you can make.
Yes.
So,
Sure. Just like hotels also, right? We are taking care of the residents on a daily basis kind of thing. Apartments, it's like monthly basis, we call it, and they pay rent. But in the hotels also, it's a very intensive day-to-day operation business actually. In the hotels, storage units are just like apartments. So it's just people pay rent and they put their things in the storage unit. Mobile home parks, very similar to apartments. Now Airbnb is more intense business where you get involved, or you have your team member involved in making sure that people are coming in for 2 days, 3 days, like that. So it's more involved. And franchise, like we talked about, franchise also, some are quite hands off, some are a little bit involved because you want to be sure that the operator, the employee, team members are all working. Now, in the home care business, can we talk a little
Sure.
bit about that? Actually, somebody was just mentioning to me last night. We had a happy hour meeting with my friends, and they were saying some people were looking into some home care for seniors because so many franchises are there. And to be very truthful, if the seniors can afford to stay at their primary residence and they can afford to have some services come and bathe them and everything and exercise, or even have a full-time nurse there or whatever, right? So if they can afford to, that's best. But they come to us.
We met with the franchise,
Mhm.
and we were talking about them. They were okay. So their
Yeah, yeah,
stages.
yeah,
Look, in the
yeah.
beginning stage, nobody wants to go live anywhere. They want to stay in their house. So the first stage of this ecosystem is we retrofit the house. We put in handbars in the bathroom, things on the stairs to help them get up the stairs, handrails, and then because most people would rather age in place. Just think about yourself. You would rather age in
Yeah.
place first. Then at some
Totally.
point, it's just too cumbersome. You don't have the financial capacity to have somebody 24/7
Yes.
at your house personally. The next logical move is not to go to a big box assisted living facility. It's to go stay in the neighborhood in a beautiful home, and
Yep.
it's not that big of a change for you. At some
Correct.
point,
Yep.
now you need more hands-on care because maybe the dementia has gotten in too much, and then there's another place you could go, but you're going to spend a few years in a residential assisted living, and then there's a progression, right? At some point there's hospice, and that's just the way life. So to me, it makes sense that most people want to stay at their house. Some of them can afford it, some of them can't.
Yeah.
Next progression is private pay residential assisted living, and then from there, they're going to stay there until as long as they can, right, depending on the stages that they come in. So the thing is, there's a big percentage of people that had home care, they move into a big box assisted living facility, and that home care person stays with them because they're familiar with them, and they go visit them at the ALF or at the residential assisted living. So you're going to see that in this, and that's interesting. We looked at it. To me, the business home care is really a staffing business, though. So if you don't mind being in the staffing business, it's a good business.
Yes. Yep. And we talked about also senior meals. There are all different franchises, or even you could start your own. So those are quite a few ideas.
Yeah.
Hey, this was huge opportunities.
We need to buy a domain name. Go to residentialassistingliving.com, and then it takes them to the link to RSVP because we don't have one. So that's what I normally do with my events. So we'll do it for this, and then we just send people and we point it, and then we don't have to give them a big long link. We just go to residentialassistedliving.com, and that'll take you to. We're doing a webinar next week. Go to Beau Eckstein, my name.
Yep.
BeauEckstein.com/events, and it's right there. That's the easiest way to tell you right now. In the future, we're going to have some kind of residential domain, which will be for future events that are hosted, and then we'll just tell you to go there, and that will be easier. This is our first webinar on residential assisted. Then he's done plenty on his big box assisted living, but this is the first one on residential. So we hope to see you guys there.
Yes. Yeah, we'll see you guys. Hey, again, follow us and comment and reach out to us if we can be of any help to you. And it's such a pleasure have you watch us and see our progress. We are learning as you are also learning. And I think the key thing is to really take time to understand as we are growing younger and younger. I never say older. Do want to stimulate mind and have some kind of side business, cash flowing business. That will be really good. See you next week.
All right, see you guys.
Thank you. See you all next week.
Beau and I are together to really bring the best to get your business to the next level.
I look forward to connecting with you in the future.